It was a warm afternoon in a small farming village surrounded by green fields and dusty roads. The peaceful silence of the countryside was suddenly shattered by a loud braying, a desperate cry for help. A poor donkey, used by local farmers to carry goods, had accidentally disturbed a massive beehive hidden inside a hollow tree. Within seconds, thousands of angry bees swarmed around the terrified animal. The donkey ran wildly across the field, kicking and crying in pain as the bees stung its face, ears, and back. Farmers nearby tried to help but couldn't get close. The swarm was too dense and aggressive. Someone quickly called the local animal rescue team, known for handling emergencies involving wild animals and insects. Within minutes, the rescue team arrived in a specialized truck equipped with protective suits and smoke equipment. The team leader, Mr. Harris, assessed the situation and immediately ordered everyone to clear the area. Two rescuers put on thick bee protection suits and prepared the smoke devices, while another team member brought a large net and first aid supplies for the donkey. Slowly and carefully, they approached the frightened animal. Using smoke to calm the bees, they managed to drive the swarm away from the donkey body. The rescuers gently covered the animal with a protective sheet and guided it toward safety. Despite the chaos, they worked calmly and efficiently, ensuring the donkey would not panic further. After 20 tense minutes, the last of the bees dispersed back toward their hive. The rescuers quickly examined the donkey. Its face was swollen, and there were multiple stings across its body, but thankfully, none were life-threatening. They cleaned the wounds, applied soothing ointment, and gave the donkey an injection to reduce swelling and prevent infection. Villagers gathered around, watching in relief as the donkey began to calm down. It nuzzled one of the rescuers gently, as if expressing gratitude. The rescue team decided to take the animal to a nearby animal shelter for full recovery and observation. Later that evening, the rescue operation was praised across social media. People admired the bravery and compassion of the rescuers who risked being stung to save a helpless creature. The story became a symbol of kindness, a reminder that every life, no matter how small or humble, deserves protection and care. The next morning, golden sunlight filtered through the thin curtains of the small village animal shelter. Birds chirped outside as life slowly returned to normal after yesterday's chaos. Inside the shelter, the rescued donkey, now affectionately named Lucky by the team, rested on a bed of soft hay. His eyes were half open, still showing traces of exhaustion but also calmness. Rescuer Mr. Harris, who had led the operation, arrived early to check on Lucky. "Good morning, buddy," he said softly, placing a bucket of fresh water nearby. The donkey raised his head, sniffed, and took a long sip before lowering it again. For a moment, Harris just stood there, quietly smiling. "You're one tough little fighter," he murmured. The shelter's veterinarian, Drive, Liza Morgan, soon joined him. She gently examined Lucky, checking his temperature and inspecting the healing stings. "He's improving faster than expected," she noted. "But we'll keep him under observation for a few more days. The swelling is going down, and his appetite is returning." Lucky's rescue had touched the hearts of many. News of the brave operation spread quickly through the village and nearby towns. Local children brought vegetables and carrots for him. Farmers came by to thank the rescue team, saying the story gave them hope that compassion still existed in the modern world. That afternoon, the rescue team decided to clean up the old beehive area to ensure no one else got hurt. When they arrived at the site, they found that the bees had calmed down and returned to their hive peacefully. Instead of destroying it, the team chose a more balanced approach. They contacted a local beekeeper, who carefully relocated the hive to a safe area near the forest where it wouldn't threaten people or animals. "We saved both sides," said Harris proudly. "The donkey is safe, and the bees get to live, just in a better place." Days of recovery. Over the next few days, Lucky began to show signs of trust and gratitude toward his rescuers. Whenever Harris or Drive, Liza entered the barn, he would bray softly and nudge their hands with his nose. The team members often joked that Lucky seemed to understand that these humans had saved his life. One day, while Harris was cleaning the stable, he noticed Lucky following him around closely. Every time Harris stopped, Lucky would stop too, tilting his head as if asking what was next. "Looks like you've got yourself a friend," teased one of the volunteers, a young woman named Emily, who had joined the rescue center a few months earlier. Emily took special care of Lucky. She brushed his coat, fed him fresh hay, and even sang to him while cleaning the shelter. "You're a brave boy," she'd whisper as she stroked his ears. "No more bees, I promise." Within a week, Lucky's wounds had healed significantly. His fur started to shine again, and he began walking more confidently around the yard. Dr. Liza decided it was time for gentle outdoor exercise to rebuild his strength. The emotional connection. Every day, Emily led Lucky out for short walks around the field behind the shelter. At first, he was hesitant, flinching at the buzzing of harmless flies. But over time, he realized he was safe. Emily would laugh softly, saying, "See, not all buzzing means trouble." Soon, the villagers started visiting regularly, bringing apples and taking pictures. Children would giggle as Lucky nudged them gently, his calm demeanor winning over everyone's heart. He became a small local celebrity, the donkey who survived the bees. News channels picked up the story, and one national television station aired a short segment titled, "Bravery in the Countryside, the Donkey That Touched a Nation." The video showed clips of the rescue operation, interviews with the rescue team, and scenes of Lucky recovering happily. The video quickly went viral online. People from across the country sent messages of admiration and donations to support the rescue center. Some even visited to meet Lucky in person. Harris was overwhelmed by the response. "We never expected such love for a simple animal," he said during an interview. "It shows that kindness can still unite people." The Festival of Thanks. 2 weeks later, the village council decided to hold a small Festival of Thanks to celebrate Lucky's rescue and to honor the team's bravery. The event took place in the main square, decorated with colorful banners and flowers. Lucky, now completely healed, was brought to the event wearing a small blue ribbon around his neck. The crowd cheered as he trotted beside Emily and Harris. Children ran up with carrots and apples, and even the village mayor gave a short speech. "This rescue showed us something important," the mayor said. "That compassion, courage, and teamwork can overcome even the most unexpected dangers." Lucky's survival reminds us that every life, no matter how humble, has value. Applause filled the air. Harris smiled proudly, looking at his team. Emily wiped a tear from her eye, whispering to Lucky, "See, you're a hero now." A new beginning. After the festival, the rescue team received a proposal from a local sanctuary to adopt Lucky permanently. The sanctuary was a large green farm where rescued animals could live freely, cared for by professionals. However, Harris and Emily were unsure. They had grown deeply attached to Lucky. They visited the sanctuary to see it for themselves. It was peaceful. Green fields, trees, and other animals like goats, sheep, and ponies roaming freely. "He'll be happy here," said the sanctuary owner kindly. When they returned to the shelter that evening, Emily sat beside Lucky and gently patted his mane. "They say it's paradise for animals," she said. "But I'll miss you every day." Lucky rested his head on her shoulder, as if understanding her words. After a long discussion, the team agreed it was best for Lucky. The next morning, the entire rescue crew accompanied him to the sanctuary. As they opened the gate, Lucky hesitated for a moment, then stepped forward into the green pasture. He looked back once, brayed softly, and trotted off toward the other animals. Tears welled in Emily's eyes. Harris placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "We did our part," he said gently. "He's safe, free, and happy. That's what matters." Epilogue. The message of compassion. Weeks passed, and the rescue team returned to their daily duties, helping injured birds, stranded dogs, and even rescuing wildlife during storms. Yet Lucky's story remained a source of pride and inspiration. Children who visited the rescue center would often ask, "Where's Lucky?" And the team would smile, telling them about his new life at the sanctuary. Photos of the donkey decorated the walls of the office, with a caption underneath. "Greater than, rescued from the swarm. He taught us the power of kindness." Months later, Emily visited the sanctuary again. When she called out his name, Lucky immediately recognized her and trotted over, braying excitedly. She laughed through her tears, hugging his neck. "I told you I'd visit," she whispered. The bond between them, between human and animal, between savior and survivor, was unbreakable. That day, as Emily left the sanctuary, she stopped for a moment to watch Lucky graze peacefully under the shade of a tall oak tree. Sunlight glistened on his fur, and bees buzzed harmlessly among the flowers nearby, a quiet reminder of how far he had come. And somewhere deep within the peaceful rhythm of nature, the world seemed to whisper a simple truth. Bravery is not just in fighting danger, but in showing compassion when it's needed most.